Hello, folks. How y'all doing? Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Well, welcome you to a 2-for-1 show. We're gonna have a Backlash and a Raw recap show. Wasn't able to watch Backlash until Sunday, and then of course getting ready to work, travel, blah blah blah. You know, you know the ordeal. And of course, when I got in from work yesterday, I was pooped. I barely got through Raw. Not because it was boring, just because, man, I was just exhausted. Anyway, so I will be doing Backlash recap along with last night's WWE Raw recap all in one video. So hang tight, bear with me. Here we go. Yeah, no fancy entrance this week. So this year's Backlash took place at the Benchmark International Arena in Tampa, Florida. That was a solid show, but we'll get to that more later. First match of the night was Seth freaking Rollins against the badass Braun Breaker. A solid opener here. Both men beat the 10 count. They did a little stumble when Braun was going for a clothesline. Seth was trying to do a flip over and I guess to a pedigree, but didn't get the full rotation. He pretty much landed on his head, but that kind of made up for it. Made it sound like Braun just countered it, dumped him, then did that standing moonsault there. Um, but they did make it up later, shortly later, when Rollins was going for his signature superplex into the Falcon Arrow. Rollins hit the superplex, but it was Braun Breaker hitting the Falcon Arrow, done very smoothly. Uh, Textbook. Only difference was it was Braun Breaker, not Seth Rollins, doing the Falcon Arrow. Um, Seth hit the pedigree. Heyman distracted the ref, but Rollins grabbed a chair to counter Austin Theory and Logan Paul's interference. Breaker hit a spear for a 2 count. Braun went for another one, but Seth countered with a pedigree. Uh, Braun continued countered a middle rope stomp with a spear. Breaker ended up ending the whole match with the running spear on Seth Rollins. 1, 2, 3. Breaker wins this one. The commentary team very much hyped it up as was the biggest win of Braun Breaker's career, pinning a former multi-time WWE champion, world champion, along with tag, intercontinental, and all that stuff. Probably they really happened Seth Rollins as being I guess the Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles of this generation. Pretty good. Um, we'll probably talk about that way later down the road, but Seth is very solid, but mm, I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think Seth Rollins uh, is Mr. Best match on the card wrestler like AJ and Shawn Michaels was? Let me know in the comments what you folks think. Next up, we had the match for the United States Heavyweight Championship. This is a rematch from WrestleMania 42. Sami Zayn, this time coming in as a challenger, taking on Trick Williams. Like I said, solid stuff here. I can do without the manager, Lil Yachty. He can just go away. Sammy will hit a Blue Thunder Bomb for 2. Sammy did a reversed, or yeah, a reverse leapfrog or springboard leapfrog over Trick Williams. Then he played a little possum there, said his knee was hurt, but like I said, played a little possum, rolled him up with an inside cradle for 2. Little Yachty was arguing the referee about that. This would give Sammy the opportunity to use the cane to nail Trick Williams, but only got a 2 count again. As the referee was checking on Trick, uh, Little Yachty nailed Sammy with the same cane. Match spilled out to the floor. Sami Zayn hit Trick with a DDT on the steps. Threw little Yachty around a little bit. Uh, had Trick Williams set up for the haluva kick, but Sami stepped back outside and gave Lil Yachty the haluva kick on the outside, took him out. Then went for the haluva kick, but Trick Williams moves out of the way, hits the trick shot. 1, 2, 3. The winner and still your United States champion is Trick Williams. Again, solid match. I can just do without Little Yachty. Not that I'm, you know, against celebrities or managers or anything like that. He just, I don't know. He just seems to just get in the way. Oh, excuse me. Nose itches. All right. Next up, we had tag team action. Kit Wilson and The Miz teaming up to take on Danhausen and a mystery partner, which, Danhausen worked on it. He says, hey, I got this cloning machine working, and I'm just going to clone myself. And of course, it half worked. It wound up cloning Mini Danhausen, and he did a good job looking at TV, like look at the camera going, oh well, let's just go with it. But no, it wasn't CM Punk or Shane McMahon or uh, Dan Spivey or Steve Kern. None of those folks. But my expectations was low of figuring out who the mystery partner was going to be. So I thought it was kind of hilarious. It fits right now. Uh, Fans were kind of but once the match got started, actually the person playing Little Danhausen. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I get the name right here. Um, duh, 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 duh. Yes. I was about to call him El Dorito. Must be getting hungry. But anyway, it was El Torito, and a very accomplished Mexican luchador, mini luchador, however you want to call it. So he did a pretty good job. Got the stuff in, got the most of the mini person spots down pat. Not all of them, but still very entertaining, fun little match to watch. Yes, it was comedy. Not the, like I said, a lot of this stuff I'll probably talk about this Thursday's spot show live stream, but like I said, pretty good stuff. He did very well for himself. Made a hot tag after a moonsault from the top rope. Danhausen came in, got some of his stuff in. Match spilled out to the floor. Actually, Mini Danhausen would chase Kit up the aisle. Kit gave him a boot, then threw him in the cloning machine. Lights flickered. I guess the power came on to the cloning machine, and out came an army of Mini Danhausens. Match spilled outside to the floor again. Miz tried to use a fire extinguisher. Just couldn't get it to work till he kind of looked down the hose of it and try to figure out what's going on. And I guess something finally triggered. The fire extinguisher went off in the Miz's face. He winds up spraying Kit with it. Mini Danhausen took out Kit with a flying body press from the top rope to the floor. Danhausen did a pump kick to the Miz for the 1, 2, 3 victory. The winner, of course, Danhausen and Mini Danhausen. Like I said, fun match to watch. No problems with the comedy stuff. Next up, very solid match. Probably one of the best matches on the card, most definitely, easily. It was Io Sky taking on Asuka. We got to hear some "We Want Kyrie" chants. Uh, like I said, a very solid matchup here. Io's, I guess, finally said, "Look, I'm getting tired of receiving the whooping here," so and taking the kicks of Asuka. So she made a comeback, missile drop kick, bullet train for 2. some more back and forth. Um, Asuka locked in the uh, Asuka locked, but Io wrestled out of it. Asuka got the cross armbar, but Io again wiggled out of it. And then she did her version of the Asuka lock on Asuka herself, but she made it to the ropes. Io hit Avalanche Hurricanrana, but Asuka rolled it up to a sunset pin roll up for a 2 count. Match spilled outside the ring. Asuka was starting to get the better of it. Asuka attempted to spray the mist, but quickly Io grabbed a notebook, used it to block the mist, uh, really turned things around. Bullet Train, then over the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Io Sky wins. And after the match, Asuka, gave Io her flowers and shook her hand, embraced her, and stuff like that. Waved to the crowd. So there is speculation that Asuka could be retiring, gone, or something like that. Who knows? But either way, solid match, and this was Asuka's final match. What a way to go! Very solid match. Great WWE career. Great pre-WWE career. I will say Asuka's probably one of my favorites to watch. Ever since I did see her live at a NXT house show one time. Uh, but yeah, this brings us to the main event of the night, and of course, before that, John Cena came out and he announced the John Cena Classic, where NXT performers and main roster performers will be competing in this deal. I guess the fans vote who gets in and possibly vote who wins. Like if you win the match, this it ain't gonna matter. If the wrestler gets a pin, not gonna matter. If you just have a solid match, you could actually move on to the tournament. I guess I don't know. Kind of wishy washy, but then after that, of course, it was time for your main event. It is Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Again, solid stuff here. Jacob started playing to the crowd, charged out Roman, but he ate the top rope. Reigns would hit a Superman punch for a 1 count, and Jacob stood right back up, fire back. But then Roman hit another Superman punch for 2. Match build outside. Fatu would uh, hit Roman, would powerbomb Roman through a table. Reigns bounced back with another spear for 2. Reigns would go for another spear, but fell victim to the Fatu pop up Samoan drop. Uh, Double jump moonsault for a 2 count. Jacob was surprised that he was able to get up from that. Not only just a pop up Samoan drop, but the moonsault usually finishes his opponents, but Roman Reigns was actually able to kick out of that. Jacob would apply the tongue of death grip. Reigns gets out of that. We get a ref bump in the process. A few Superman punches, another spear for 2. Fatu reapplied the tongue of grip. Roman rammed Jacob into the exposed turnbuckle. Hits another spear this time. Uh, Ends the match. Your winner and still WWE World Heavyweight Champion is Roman Reigns. Then after that, Jacob would totally freaking flip out and lose it. Attacks Roman until officials come around. But he kept playing the tongue of death grip uh, till he, I guess, just finally got tired of it and leaves the ring. But solid match, good ending, good way to, uh, cause Jacob to lose by hitting the exposed turnbuckle, spear, 3 count. But Jacob got back up, said, "Look, I'm a freaking monster, brother." So he got up, put a whooping on everybody, including Roman Reigns, doing the whole like fits the name. He's a monster. He's a crazy dude. He is the Samoan Wolverine, all gas, no brakes, and all that stuff. Definitely the end of that match greatly displays that. But that does it for this year's Backlash recap show. Hopefully, you folks enjoyed that part. Going to take a quick commercial break here. Then it is WWE Raw recap. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. All right, folks. Now it's time for this week's WWE Raw recap show. Of course, the last night's Raw is the aftermath of WWE Black Backlash, and looks like they kind of promoting the next Saturday night's main event. Of course, this week's Raw takes place at the Food City Center, excuse me, in Knoxville, Tennessee. Rocky Top, you'll always be. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'll quit singing now. Side note here, uh, my younger sister, we used to love that song. Now, my younger sister, a huge UGA fan, went to a Tennessee versus UGA game in Tennessee, and now she hates that song. Uh, Sorry, just a little side note there. But anyway, uh, Raw kicks off with a segment featuring the Vision. Heyman talked about how Seth Rollins not being ready at Backlash, talking about how Braun Breaker defeated him. Uh, when he was, of course, last week, Seth Rollins was questioning if Braun Breaker was ready. And Paul Heyman said, we shouldn't have to speak about Seth freaking Rollins again. Austin Theory got on the mic, started talking about the Street Profits, said the only reason Street Profits are back is because Bianca can't pay the bills anymore. The Profits came out. Logan said Austin and Braun are were born ready. He said the person who was ready before they were born was Logan, and before he said his last name, of course, here is Joe Hendry singing the "Can We Fire Logan Paul." So as soon as Logan said his first name, you hear Joey Hendry singing Paul, Paul, can we fire Logan Paul? But anyway, so this would bring out the 6-man tag. Vision had a good portion of this match most of the way through. Breaker was going for a spear on the outside, then out of nowhere, Seth Rollins cuts him off. Dawkins took advantage of this distraction, did a schoolboy roll up on Theory for the win. Theory would jump on Dawkins after the match till Rollins made the save. Uh, Seth pulled Dawkins up, say, "Hey, how you doing? You doing good? Okay, whatever." Blah blah blah. Moves out of the way. Almost looks like he did push Dawkins, towards Braun Breaker, but Breaker came through and speared Dawkins. Seth super kicked Braun Breaker out of the ring. After all that melee, Montez Ford got in the ring and did not like the fact that it looked like Seth Rollins set uh, Dawkins up for the Braun Breaker spear. So uh, later on, there was a little backstage segment. Seth came up and said, "Hey, if you want to beat these guys, listen to me. I can help you out." Montez was having none of that as well. Next segment, we had a looks like the Intercontinental title is starting to heat up here. Penta came out. He said he wants Ethan Page. Page comes out and said he wants a title match at Saturday night's main event, which was made official. Rusev came out, but Page, said, "Look, I'm not trying to jump ahead of you or anything like that." Kind of really being that chicken shit, you know what, or chicken shit. What I say? What you know what? Chicken shit heel. Saying, "Oh, I'm not trying to jump in front of you. I respect you." Blah 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 blah. But in reality, Javon Evans is, went went to Adam Pierce himself and said, "Look, I can, why should Rusev get a shot when he can't beat me?" And that's what Javon Evans told Adam Pierce. Javon Evans came out and said, "Nah, that didn't quite happen, but there is some truth. Rusev can't beat me." This would lead to all four men going at it with Penta and Javon Evans uh, standing tall. And of course, this would lead up to a Javon Evans versus Rusev match here. Rusev had a good portion of the match. And of course, Javon Evans got his stuff in, but in the end, it was Javon Evans and the OG Cutter that would get the victory over Rusev. Next segment feature your WWE Women's Tag Champs, Brie Bella and Paige. They come out, call out the Judgment Day. Out comes Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Uh, Roxanne said, "Look, Brie, you were cool when I was younger, but now not so much. You remember meeting me? You said I can be uh, the next Bella, or whatever." Brie was like, "Look, I just want you to make it on your own, yada yada yada." Raquel addressed the fact that Paige has had thousands or hundreds of chances, and everybody's just waiting for the next Paige scandal to come out. All four women come at it. Liv Morgan came out, gave the code breaker to Paige, making that 3-on-2 advantage, whooping on the champs, and Judgment Day was left standing, even though with all, of course, Liv Morgan's the women's world champion. And it looks like we're kind of foreshadowing Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez becoming the next women's tag champions. Next up, a pretty good solid match here. We had Io Sky versus Sol Ruka. Uh, Sky hit the Spanish Fly for 2. They traded forearms. Sky would hit the front missile dropkick, but missed the bullet train. Ruka would hit a beautiful looking cartwheel. She did a cartwheel on the top rope and hit a DDT. Only got a 2 count from that one. Of course, Io Sky made her come back again. Ruka would go for a soul snatcher, but Io countered with a crucifix roll up for the win. And of course, them both being babyface, they shook hands, raised each other's hands. Very solid match. Sol Ruka did a very good job. Did not hit the soul snatcher, of course, but uh, at this time, she really doesn't have any business beating Io Sky right now. Of course, there was a little backstage segment. Becky Lynch went up to Sol Ruka and said, "Oh, you couldn't even beat Io Janetti. Come on now, she doesn't deserve that last name now." But anyway, so it looks like they are going to be kind of pushing for maybe a Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch women's IC title match in the near future. Next up is time for the Oba Femi Challenge. Who will the victim be? Adam Pierce will come out and say, "Look, nobody wants none this week, big guy. So no open challenge." Femi says, "Screw this." Went to the back, grabbed himself opponents of his own, and he pretty much grabbed both Los Garza, um, threw them around a little bit, uh, put a whooping on both of them, hit the fall for grace on Berto for the pin. So even though they didn't want to do the open challenge, poor Los Garzas, had wind up taking part in the Obafemi challenge, whether they liked it or not. Like I said, right now I think they're doing a very good job of uh, giving Oba these short, quick matches, open challenge, and all that good stuff. Wish they kind of didn't do that segment somewhat, but it says, look, I'm ready. But again, hindsight being 2020, fans really dug it. Just the fact that he just went back there and grabbed two guys uh, and put a whooping on him puts him over big time. Next up, a triple A mega championship, first time ever on Raw. Uh, it is Dominic Mysterio versus OGL Americano, Chad Gable. If you want to just say that, but again, another solid match between these two. Uh, the OG El Grande Americano, solid stuff. I've been eating crow for like 2 years now about Dominic. Dominic's been doing really improved since when I first saw him wrestle El Grande Americano. Or anyway, Americano heads to the top rope, but Rayo and Bravo run down, as well as El Grande Americano also runs down, get involved in this match, attacks Original. Mysterio hits a tornado DDT on OG Americano for a 2 count. Los Americanos run down, attack Rio and Bravo. They fight to the crowd in the ring. OG goes for the ankle lock, but is distracted by the other Americano. OG tries to rip the mask, but Mysterio hits another 619 or hits a 619, followed by a frog splash for the win. So he keeps the AAA Mega Championship and is, of course, used for more build up for the Americanos. Have their mask versus mask match coming up shortly. All right, last segment of the night feature your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. He gets the acknowledgement of the crowd. Uh, in the back, though, Jay tries to talk some sense into Jacob, but got a headbutt for it instead. Jimmy would eat an uppercut as he met Jacob going up the aisle. Uh, Reigns and Jacob go at it. Reigns grabs a chair, starts putting a whooping on Jacob. Roman goes for a spear, but it's a super kick. Jacob slaps on that tongue of death grip and shoves him outside. Roman tries to fight back, but it's not working. Jacob powerbombs Roman through the commentator's table, uh, grabs the belt, makes out with it, uh, then ends it all by driving Reigns and the Usos through the barricade, leaving them laying. Again, the Wolverine, the crazy monster, is one standing tall. And that's how Raw ends this week. And that's all I got for this week. I hopefully appreciate you for watching this and hopefully enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll talk more about Backlash on this Thursday's Spot Show live stream. It starts at 8 o'clock, so check that out. Other than that, you posts have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show live stream where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.